Okay. Okay, I think we're live. Sometimes I don't know if it's if we're live streaming yet, because it's still sending me messages or the thing is still spinning. But there is a little message that says meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. So I'm going to assume that here we are. So firstly, before I introduce Jenn to everyone, I want to, if you are here listening to us live, then welcome. It's really exciting that you've come for this exciting deep dive conversation into transformation. And when we're finished the interview, Jenn, I meant to mention to you stay online, so don't hang up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay, good. So I would like to introduce Jenn. So Jenn currently is a participant in the Woman Beat Your Drum program. And Jenn is an author, she's a coach, she's a healer, she's an entrepreneur, and I'm really excited. Jenn, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. And yeah, do you just want to maybe just take a sentence or so and just give people, say a little bit more about your background?
Yeah, well, hi everybody. Nice to see you here. Welcome to aboard. Yes, my background is I've been doing lots of things. I actually currently work in as a client service rep part-time. And I've written all my life since I've been like 14. So I've written poems and stories and different things that I feel are motivational or just offer people hope or make them feel good. And I love writing and I love coaching people. I'm always trying to encourage hope or, a better way to change someone's life, that they can, do something better or make it a change. As me as a living example has changed her life many, many times. So yeah, and it's been fun. And I have a really good support group of friends and family that are there to cheer me on. So that's nice too. Yeah. So I'm just trying to, I'm studying holistic nutrition right now too. So I'm working on that. Yeah, so it's really interesting. So I love that. And I'm just trying to develop myself that way too, with a different path. So yeah, or a side path.
Wonderful. All right.
Thank you.
So, so my first question is, when you and I were talking about the, Woman Beat Your Drum program, and you were considering it, I mean, when there are so many programs out there, and and some of them you've done, why did you choose the Woman Beat Your Drum program?
Well, the reason why I chose your program is because it really resonated to me on a different level. Like Leanne, you really genuinely cared when you speak to me, and you took the time to get to know me before even introducing the program, which I really liked. That you took the time out for me, and I also felt like just by speaking to you in a few conversations, and I also researched your background a bit too, what you do, which I was very impressed with. I like the skill and the confidence and how you're very genuine. It just felt like the right fit for me. And I really felt like you could loosen some ties in my life of my anxiety and triggers that I've had from the past. And frankly, I've been looking for this for a long time. So it just felt right. It just felt like the right program for me based on how you told me what was involved in it. And I've also been like searching and asking forever, what is my path? What is my soul path? What journeys should it be on? And it really spoke to me when you took the time out with me, and it really made me feel like this is something that I could really use for my whole life, not just take the course and then I can't apply it. It's very applicable to my life, and it's changing me permanently, not just sort of temporary and then I can't use it. I can definitely use this in what I'm doing in my life too, in every level.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking for, oh, Jen, that's awesome. And I'm looking forward to delving into more, specifically how it has changed your life.
Mhm.
I want to uh, ask you, first of all, like before you registered, because
Mhm.
we go through a lot, right? Before we transform, before, even though you know that you were looking for something, you knew that you wanted to clearly make some changes in your life, the
Mhm.
city, and it was impacting your life. And even when there's, something there and it feels right, sometimes there's still an obstacle or something in the way that
Mhm.
come. So for you, before you registered, what would you say was the obstacle that you overcame to commit?
Well, like in my heart, I said yes right away. And then you know how the brain comes in. You're like, oh my gosh, what have I done? So that kind of crept up. So I was dealing with sort of that, like, sort of like with my thoughts, overthinking it. But my heart still said yes. So I was dealing with the guilt at first for doing this for myself. I felt like terribly guilty, like I wasn't, maybe I had to take the attention away from my kids and my husband, but only like one night a week, and then work on myself during the week. But still, I felt that mother guilt, so I had to get over that in my brain. And once I did, then I felt like then I was okay with it, and I'm got so much out of the program. Like it's like I'm so glad I did it.
Mm. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, that mother guilt thing and the head, you know.
Yeah.
So, and so I just want to speak to anyone who's just tuning in right now. So I'm interviewing Jenn Dean, who is a current participant in the Woman Beat Your Drum program. And we're diving into transformation in relationships. We're going to be talking about that, plus other things as well. Um, and so as Jenn and I are talking, please comment, please let us know that you're there, say hello, and also let us know where you are, where you're from, where you're coming in from, what country or city, and any questions that you have as Jenn and I are talking, please write them down because Jenn and I will go in afterwards and answer them. So
Absolutely.
yeah, any questions, just feel free as we go. So coming back to that mother guilt thing and the fear is, I'm so glad you mentioned that because it's, I'm going to say it's normal. And yet, no, it's not normal at all to have things as you are discovering. But
Yeah.
as humans growing up in the culture that we have grown up in, it is normal because particularly women, we are taught, we grow up, it's not even necessarily a lesson that your mom has to tell you, but you're brought up and you completely understand that your job is to put everybody else's needs before yours. And
That's correct.
Everybody else is taken care of, and that we're selfish if we think of ourselves. And I remember being called, selfish, and don't be too big for your britches, and think of other people, and that was just coming from everybody and everywhere. So as a woman, that was just how it was, right?
Very true.
Yeah. So there you were choosing, right? That your heart said, yes, I want to do this. And your head is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
like a fire.
Guilt.
Yeah,
And,
exactly. We know what that feels like, don't we all, moms?
yeah. And I guess the important thing to, for people to remember, guilt and fear, like fear particularly, well, it really is welcome because, the cells of our body are so used to doing things in a particular way. And when you get really clear that this is going to transform something, your body knows. And so the fear comes up. So it is normal to feel fear before you form something. Yeah, before you step on this path. So tell me then, What did you want to get from the program, and what are you getting from it?
Mhm. That's a great question. It's a loaded question, but it's a good question. um, so I know what I wanted from the program. I wanted to fulfill my goals and my path of what I wanted in my whole life, like just trying to figure out my soul path and my destiny, really, of instead of like, trying different things and spending money on all these things and getting frustrated and having momentum, and then it fizzles off because either it's not working or it gets too expensive or it gets too tiring or it's just not the right thing. I was getting very fed up and tired of all that. And so ironically, when we met, just coincidentally, I was drawn to you when we met right away, and it just kind of worked from there. I actually wanted to figure out my soul purpose. I want to give back and serve others. People know that when I talk to them, but on a higher level. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to get more focus and more direction, more confidence, learn to trust myself, and just feel more like myself again. And I always went back almost like where I was myself and then I wasn't. And I play this whole dialogue in my brain where it's like, if I get mad at myself when I wasn't myself, if I get all frustrated, and then I take it out on other people in my home, but I didn't mean to, and I'm not even that person. Like I get angry or tired, and I know what I'm doing, and it would stress the heck out of me. Like that was a big thing going on for a while. So I didn't want to do that anymore.
It is, isn't it? It's so stressful when we know something isn't right, and it feels like inside, right? You're not being yourself.
Yep.
Yet, and then yet the ego is so triggered that you're driven to be who you think you should be, or try and be nice, or whatever it is, in the head is telling you all kinds of things, and you're not being authentic and true, and you can feel it, but you don't know how to be any other way. It's like this real conflict.
Exactly. And I'm a nice person, like generally, but I still want to like speak. I wanted to learn to speak up more and say truly, like authentically, not just like go with the flow, like with things I didn't agree with. And I didn't really know how to do that. I've tried tons of courses, I've tried tons of things, and it has helped me. And they're all wonderful. I'm not saying that. I'm grateful for them all, but it hasn't hit home the same way. It hasn't changed things deeply. And I didn't know that's what your program did to that extent until I took it. But I had to really trust myself and take that leap to go with it. And really, like, it was a big step.
Yes.
But I'm glad I did, and it just was very difficult at first with that whole thing going back and forth in my head. Yeah, and I just wanted to learn so much, and I know don't mean to sound like a lot of pressure for you, but when you went through the program with me, I thought, oh my gosh, is this true? Can she do all this? And then I realized that yeah, you can, when it's how it's broken up, and then the duration and the support you give us, and the guidance, and you're 100% there for us all the time. Like, it's and all the team is too that we work with. So it's really nice to have that format and that support and that accountability too. Because even though you have a good program, you do make us accountable, which I'm glad you do. Because if we didn't, then I wouldn't learn from it. I wouldn't move forward. So
yeah. Well, that's it's an important part of it. When you are accountable, then you can make it happen again and again.
That's right.
What I'm more interested in, not that you become dependent on me, but that you realize you've got everything you need.
That's right.
And that you are strengthening your ability not to follow your ego, not to listen to the pre-programmed thoughts and, of how you think or thought it should be.
Yeah.
But you can keep transforming yourself and keep accessing your own inner wisdom. Yeah.
That's right. Which I think is really neat, because it's not a codependency by any means at all. You've taught me to like stand on my own 2 feet, listen to myself. It's empowerment is what it is.
So what you're describing there sounds to me like your relationship with yourself was created, that was one of the key things there.
Absolutely. 100%.
So let's talk a little bit about that then.
Okay.
Yeah. What would you, so just in your relationship with yourself and trusting yourself and, feeling more confident and how you handle things, can you give some examples of areas in your life or moments and times when you've noticed that are different from what it used to be?
Absolutely. Well, I had a moment on the weekend with my sister-in-law, and she was getting all triggered because she wanted her opinion to be correct about a situation that we were making a decision on when we were there. And she like was upset about it from the morning when we woke up till we went to bed. And normally at that point, by even way earlier in the day, I would have said something and I would have got upset, or I would have just confronted it. But I didn't. I stayed neutral. Even though I wanted to, my husband and I talked about it. And then what I did is I tried a different strategy. I did some breathing and went for some walks. And then I just did a distraction technique with her. I asked her different questions and I distracted her on the idea so that she could relax and think about something else. But instead of me reacting, knee-jerk reaction, and getting into the conflict, where I would take the attention, like the spotlight off her, I would sort of put it on me and take accountability for it. I don't know why I do that. I do that with a lot of people. I didn't. I stayed neutral and I was calm and I didn't react. So that's one situation. Another, even with my husband, if we're upset, like if I'm very tired at night, sometimes I get a little more, like I get moody or irritated before the program. But being in the program now, I actually am good. Like not every day is perfect, but I know now I just tell my husband I'm tired, I need to go to bed, or I need to rest, or I need some quiet time. And everyone's okay with it. I don't know why I didn't say that before when I needed. It's not even, it's like, I don't know, I felt guilty again or something about that. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just want to pause on that too. Yeah. That's the guilt thing. It's like for speaking out for what you need. And it is so ingrained and so unconscious that, even for you to say, I don't know why I didn't speak out about that. You weren't conscious of even speaking out about it.
That's true.
And so that's, what you're sharing there is so powerful. Like that's not a little thing. That's actually quite a big thing when you become conscious of something that you've always been unconscious about. Then you begin to make new choices because your own inner wisdom kicks in. And then you've got the tools then from the program that you can then bring in and use in those moments. But you then you begin to become the driver of that.
Actually, that's very true. Actually, because even in those situations, I'm like, my brain tries to go and override, and then I don't. I calm myself down again, and I'm centered, and it's fine. And I don't like it. Like I can feel it sort of bubbling up, and then I can calm it down again with high stressful situations. Yeah,
absolutely. What you're saying there as well, is really valuable, and I just want to expand on that.
Okay.
So if you're just tuning in to Jenn and I, we're talking about transformation in relationships. And, we're deep diving. Please comment and just say hi and where you're coming in from. So we know your country or your city where you're coming in from. And if you've got any questions as Jenn and I go along, please write them in, because afterwards, Jenn and I are going to go in and we'll answer whatever questions that you've got. So we'd love to hear from you. Just on that, Jenn,
Yeah.
because I know that in conversations you and I have had, and in, like before the program, that like anxiety and
Mhm.
reactive were, there was quite a big issue in the
Yes.
beginning, right? And so, yeah, and I'm just going to repeat stuff so that people can actually, things
Okay.
mentioned to you, but just talk with everybody here.
Sounds good.
But when we have these particular patterns, we've actually trained the cells of our body to be that way and to operate that way. So the cells of your body, they know how to be anxious without you. The cells of your body know how to be reactive without you. The cells of your body know how to think without you. And the and you could, if you were to just pause for a moment and actually let that sink in, because the forceful and intelligent being that you are would not actually in that situation stop and go, gee, it's about time I was reactive. I think I'll be reactive and then say something I'll regret later.
No.
You wouldn't do that. So, but these things happen automatically. And the way you shared that just a moment ago, Jenn, was perfect, because you said, I can even feel it rise in my body. Exactly.
Mhm.
You can feel it rise in your body, but you're conscious now. Where
Yeah,
before it would rise in your body, you might know it's coming and you would not be able to control it.
that's
It
right.
just happen without you. And so now what's happening is that you can feel it, that anxiousness or that reactiveness rise in your body, and you're able to go, oh, I know what to do now.
Exactly. No, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it calms right down, goes away.
And it's such a good feeling to know this and to be able to do this now, because it sure is frustrating when we know we could act better and we know we should be acting better. We don't even mean to, but almost like it's like on auto drive. Like you can almost predict it before, you
It
know?
is. You're spot on. Yeah. So, so tell me, so more about relationships, anything,
Mhm.
yeah, that you can share with us, with your husband or maybe at work, other things, your family.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with my husband, like we have a very good relationship, but we were feeling like I was feeling a little disconnected from him because during the last year, a lot of things had happened, like, with jobs and things like that, a lot of changes. But, he was sort of coming home from work, he ate his dinner, we connected, we talked, and then he would sit down and watch TV and disconnect from me. Like I'd have to ask him 3 times, the same question. I'm sure everyone can relate to that sometimes. So what's happened now is he actually stops the TV and he talks to me, or he'll get up physically and kiss me goodnight, give me a hug. And it's a moment, he's very present. But I also acknowledge that with him, like he knows I'm working with this program. And I also told him, like, this is what I need. Like, I like it when we were up north because you were so connected to me and you were present and you were way more affectionate. And I like that a lot. And of course, now, he wants to do that more and more and more. But he's very, like, I left the space open for him to react to that how he wants to. And he didn't react, he was calm. He said, oh, okay. And he thought about it. And then it's been very positive. And the more I work on myself and feel better about myself, it's going better for us because I set boundaries. I can say I say what I want nicely to him. We talk respectfully. And it's good because it makes him feel better about himself too. And I don't want to be that person where I'm a nag or the mother, or that kind of thing. That's not me. So I was really glad that I could incorporate this course and this program into my relationships. And I didn't know it would ripple and affect into everything. And he's saying, you're so beautiful. He's giving me all these accolades. And it's like, and he's always done that, but it's like, it's different level now. Like it's come back to how when we first met, which is nice. That he's connected little. Yeah, it's much better, and I feel better about it, and so does he. So it's helped me communicate better. It's helped me connect better. It's helped me be calm and talk to him like an adult, like myself. And that's who he fell in love with. So the person I was changing when I was stressed wasn't me, and I knew it. And he was like, who is this person? So it's kind of nice to have that back again in myself, and I've gained so much more from it.
Yeah, wow.
Mhm.
That is so beautiful. It's like having the romance again, and that,
Yes,
connection again.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I remember you sharing, sometimes there was
Sorry.
dog, right? We're all
Sorry.
working from home.
Sorry about that, guys. Well, I haven't seen Jasper on Facebook, but still.
Yeah. Beautiful dog. Did you need to saddle him, Jen, or is he good?
Daddy's home, I know. I think he's okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So then, can you share then a little bit more about, maybe in your relationships? Because, I said we're going to talk about relationships because it's
Yeah.
impacted. We can talk about, other things too, though. But in your family, what about your family or at work?
Yeah, so at work it's going a lot better because before I would get a little bit anxious and just excuse me, I'm sorry. Listen, please.
Yep. With another one of my clients, when we were in this interview, she said, oh, that's right. And so Jen is in Canada, actually. So just that, people are from all over the world. And this other client, she was in New Zealand. And she said to everybody before we started, okay, so just let you know, I'm working from home and I got kids. Now, I told them I've got this interview, but you know how long kids' memories last. And so they just might not think and come in. So just saying, if they do, then, where I am. And it's now these days.
Thank you for understanding, everybody. Little interlude. So at work it's going really well because it's because I've changed. Like it was going well before, but I don't get it all anxious and put the pressure on myself as much. I'm just more myself. Like I joke around a little bit and then I ask questions and I'm more calm. And my brain seems to work a little better. Like I'm retaining things better, and I'm being asked to do different, like participate more in presentations and projects they have. So that's really nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like your confidence has really expanded there.
It has, and also trusting myself, like not to just send out the first email that I think of, like to wait, like maybe it's not the right time. It's just a different flow for me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so the things that that you're sharing are they're not little things.
Okay. You always tell me that.
Yeah, because when you're used to going, to work like before, like what just share a little bit what it was like before. So here's the thing too, is that maybe externally you still appeared the same.
Right.
We don't walk in going, oh my God, I'm, look how anxious I am and our hair going all over the place.
Exactly.
You go in kind of being cool and we cover up, or we try and cover up what's going on. So it's the inside world really that is being impacted here in the Woman Beat Your Drum program.
Mm-hmm.
Inside world that impacts your behavior, and it impacts how you think and the decisions you make. So before you did the program, what was it like then in your inner world when you would go into work, and then what's shifted now?
Well, before I didn't like I felt a little bit nervous. I wasn't confident. I was being very, very nice, which I am, but it didn't feel like totally genuine because I was trying to make people happy and, do a good job. But, I don't know, it just felt a little awkward for me that way, and I felt not as confident. And I am a confident, well, I'm more a confident person. I have been confident, but I'm more confident now because I have more skills now, and I've changed myself that way through your program. But I was almost like a different person. And I'm still the same person. Like I wasn't fake or anything, but I was almost like a little like girl or something. Like I was all like nervous and shy, and it's like, and because it's a relatively like I haven't been there that long, but I've been there like a year now, I guess. But I don't know. It's something shifted, and I felt the confidence change in me, and I kind of almost let go of that self because I wanted to stop getting in my way all the time.
Oh, I love that you said that. I don't want to be getting in my way all the time. And that you see you are a confident woman. And when we're not being ourselves, when we're not being authentic, when we're being in the ego, that's when we're not confident. That's when none of that is us. The not putting yourself first.
Yeah.
And then feeling all the guilt, none of that is actually really who you are. So, as you've been peeling back the layers of limiting thought patterns that have guided you feeling inauthentic and stuff, you're really coming home to yourself. So it's not you become a different person, you become more you. And that's great.
Actually, that's true. It feels really good. Actually, yeah. And I've been saying that, like, when people that know me, I'm very genuine, like, and I do feel like I have come home, like, to myself. Like that's actually it. It's really nice to like say hello again and feel myself and have lots of energy and and feel good. And of course I still get triggered. Like I'm not, I'm not trying to put rose-colored glasses on it, but it's much nicer way to live. And it feels much better, less stress. You feel like clear in your mind and your heart. Even my health is better. Like I've even lost a few pounds, I've noticed, that I've kept on from a surgery I had a few years ago and I couldn't lose. And so it's been really nice. Even my relationships with my family, I don't know if they notice the change in me, but I feel the change in me. And I'm just like talking more, and listening better and more present when I talk to them. And I don't react anymore. When something would frustrate me, I would hold on to it for hours, days sometimes, and talk about it till my husband was sick of hearing about it. Something bothered me. But now I'm not looking for the approval. I'm just looking for my own approval, my own accountability of how I feel. And that's my gauge. It's my inner barometer now. It's a shift. It's a big shift in me, on a cellular level, actually, not just like, it's like in my mind, it's my whole body, my heart and my brain and my spirit, like my body, my whole being has shifted because I want to, and I've taken responsibility for it. I've committed to it, and I've done the work for it. So it's so worth it.
Wow. Yeah, no, those are not small shifts at all. And even to be able to say hi from a more authentic place, like from yourself, rather than a hi that's filled with, hi, I hope you like me. Hi, I hope that what I've done you like, and I can please you. Hi, I don't feel really good, but I'm gonna say hi anyway and smile. And to actually have that hi be real.
Well, exactly. And like the energy, like how people sense things too, right? So that's what I think also people are responding better to me too, because my energy shifted. Like,
Yes.
So they're like more receptive and responsive to me. And frankly, I'm building better relationships with everybody in my life, and people are coming out of the woodwork that I haven't spoken to in a long time, and I'm just connecting with them again too. And it's opening up lots of doors and different things I didn't know would happen because I'm open to it. Like I'm saving the space for people now to see what happens.
This is transformation. You have just find is transformation. Transformation is not about changing the world outside of you. Like it's not about manipulating things or forcing change or trying to strategize to get things to be different or have that person do this or, you know, transformation is when you alter and transform your inner world and you are then being different in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You're resonating, right? There's that
Mm-hmm.
energy that is just around you now. Call it aura, your whatever, right? It's
Yep.
different. And people are impacted by that. Like it is truly an energetic thing. And people are impacted differently.
Mm-hmm.
And they then respond to you differently. You attract different things.
Mm-hmm.
And transformation begins to happen around you simply by who you are being.
Right. That's very true.
Yeah.
It's really neat to see that happen, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the process.
I'm my own cheerleader now. I'm like, yay.
So I've got a question here
Okay.
that you know, maybe we can explore. So
Sure.
because I ask people, you know, what questions do they have? And sometimes people can't think of them until they're actually listening. So by the way, if you're listening to Jen and I talking about transformation, please say hello if you're coming in for the first time and let us know where you're coming in from, city, country, and also if you have any questions, what's your question? So we'll go back and into the comments and answer your questions. So Heather asked this question. She says, how to have belief in oneself to be able to transform, that I am capable of and able to do it. So she really wants to know, how do I believe in myself that I can actually transform? So you and I can delve into that, but what are your thoughts here on that one, Jen?
So she wants to know how she can have the courage to believe in herself to transform.
Well, let's start there. She didn't
Okay.
use the word courage, but you're picking up something.
Okay. So I think to have the belief in yourself, you have, it starts with respecting yourself and even doing nice things for yourself every day. And then it brings up your confidence and your belief in yourself, and it reinforces your values and what you stand for. And then once your beliefs spread out from there, then you start transforming yourself and having courage to try new things. But it doesn't have to be big leaps of like going bungee jumping or anything. you can just do little things like take a minute to go have a bath, you know, or go for a walk, or you know, have that piece of cake that you wanted, something that you're treating yourself. I'm not suggesting that though, unless it's like a special occasion. But no, but you know, like things like that to do for yourself that you believe in and that give you courage, or maybe writing a story that you want to write all the time, or giving yourself a facial, or just trying a new oil, or something that you wanted to do that you just try and explore, so that it gives you courage and confidence to say, hey, I want to take this to the next level and the next step.
Mm-hmm. So when, like before you did, but when you and I were talking about the program and you hadn't done it yet, and we're talking about, you know, the results that women who have done the program previously have gotten, you know, did you at any point wonder or question or doubt that that could happen for you too?
Yeah, I did actually. I wanted to believe that it would happen for me, but I sometimes felt like what's the point? It's not going to happen for me. Like I shouldn't even try, that kind of thing, because everything else I've tried has failed. So like I'm like, but then the little voice kept saying, like niggling at me saying, no, you should do it. You should do it. So that's why I did it. And I know it sounds comical because I have a very visual animated sort of brain, but that's how the process that I went through.
Yes,
That's how it
and
happened.
that's what you can speak to. Yeah, I know that other women who I've spoken with about this, some of them have had that, that fear that so broken that it works for other people. It just won't work for me. And
Right.
yeah, and so it takes something to go through that, because that is a limiting belief in of itself that has huge impacts on your life.
Exactly.
Because it'll hold you back from trying things. It'll hold you back from making changes or even maintaining anything, because then, oh, well, what's the point? Because it's not going to work anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so, consider, so now I'm just kind of speaking to everybody. So consider that if, that is a thought or belief that's there for you, that it is something you can hide behind, because it takes an awful lot of courage. And, Jenn mentioned that word to start with. It takes courage to start changing something, do something new, and then be consistent with it. Because your ego is going to come in to give up on yourself, because we're used to giving up on ourselves. That is an old habit. To one that I personally have experienced and have busted. And it took something to do that, because the habit of giving up on myself, I had practiced for so long. And when it looks like nothing works on me, and you've got lots of evidence. The key here is, though, is that how you want to live the rest of your life? And I had to get really, really straight with myself. Is that how I want my life to be going forward? Do I always want to give up? Do I want to kind of start working on something, and then when it gets too hard, give up, and then slide back and hate myself all over again? I got to a particular point where I went, I'm done. The impact on my life is too huge, and I'm done. Just not going to live my life like that. And it meant that I had to face some fear that I hadn't been facing. I had to face my relationship with myself and my own self-worth that I've been running away from. So it takes courage to face these things. And on the other side, that's worth it. On the other side, you set yourself free.
That's, what, that is so true. It's also taking a leap of faith. Like, we always put ourselves, well, I used to put myself last, and it's not even a selfish thing doing this course. It's a selfless thing, because when you take care of yourself and you do this for yourself, you're better off. You're better for everybody else in your whole life, including yourself. And I've changed my life many times. I went through a really difficult operation, and and I left a job. I was with me for a long time. I went through a divorce, a very difficult divorce. And I went through depression and anxiety and tons of internal struggles where I was like a mess. I wasn't even at all myself. And I got myself out of it, and I got myself out of it with the help of family and friends. Thank you if you're listening. But life's still, like, there's still stresses through your whole life, and it takes practice and courage and commitment to change, and and to have the hope that life can be better on the other side, and anyone can make their life different if they want to. Anyone can. I'm living proof of it so many times. And I believe that anyone can do that. And I really believe that that's my motto. That's what I live by. So it's just believing in yourself to have the courage to know that that you deserve this, and you're worth it, like you are. And when you finish this course, you will be like so glad you did it, because the results are amazing. Like, they're so good for you on all levels, and it affects your whole life in so many positive ways.
So just on that, Jen, as we finish up, is there anything else that you would like to say about the program that I haven't asked you?
Um, no, I don't think I do. I
Okay.
guess like the last question I would ask, like I well, I really like the formats, and I really like I'm doing the group sessions. How did you come to design that format, one-on-one or the group sessions?
Mm, that's a beautiful question. So the work that it's kind of like the the coming together of everything
Mhm.
been trained in and that I've done. So I've run a corporate business, as well as I've run an intuitive development business. So I've done a lot of, shamanic work. I would take people into the bush and teach them how to meditate and how to uh, talk with the trees and the rocks and listen
Oh,
to inner wisdom. And then, I would do a lot of corporate work and work
mhm.
with teams of people and coach their managers. And I trained coaches. I designed a coaching methodology and I trained coaches. So the Woman Beat Your Drum program is everything together in this. It's like
Mhm.
a melange of neuroscience and hypnotherapy and neuro-linguistic programming and shamanism and intuition and transactional analysis. It's because we're holistic
Mhm.
things. It's not just a matter of, the head brain having new information. And it's not simply about listening only to your intuition. There's a wholeness in paying attention to your whole body and to your intuition and to your mind. And when we can bring all of that together
Mhm.
and learn the tools. So these, honestly, I think all of this information and the design of the program was really, how can I say, divinely guided. I sat down to meditate and I just said, okay, what's this program look like? And I held a pen and paper and the whole thing came out just like,
Wow,
so that's how it began.
that's so beautiful. That's very touching. I love that.
Mm, thanks for asking that.
You're welcome.
So if there was a message that you wanted to leave people who are thinking about participating,
Mhm.
but they're not sure yet, what would you say to them?
I would say talk to Leanne a bit more and get a comfort level, get more information about the program. Um, I really am glad that I did it. I'm doing it and I did it. I'm almost finished. And I really think that if anyone is sick and tired of being sick and tired, um, and you've tried tons of things, uh, this program is going to really transform you and help you in your life become who you really want to be. And if you're looking for that and you're looking to shift on all levels, I would highly recommend this program. You will not be disappointed. You will just love it. Leanne's amazing. The people are fantastic. And it's a great program. You'll feel very comfortable. They walk you through the whole process. And, Leanne makes you feel very good. You're not there's not any intimidation. Everyone's friendly on the call and respectful in the course. Um, and I think it will be very good for you to do this to get past that point that you're looking for in your life, get over that hurdle. And I really think it would be very valuable to do it. And if Leanne can attest to that. And she's very experienced. She's done this work for many, many years. And I think that you would really enjoy it, especially getting back to yourself and getting rid of all those triggers that affected you for so long. The time is now, and that's how I feel. I like to move forward in my life all the time, and it's really nice to be back on track again.
Mhm. Wow, that's so beautiful, Jen. Thank you so much for speaking with people, for opening your heart and your life, sharing your life with people,
You're
and
welcome.
the transformations that you have experienced. So thank you. And so for those of you who are listening, please let us know if you've got any questions. Jen and I are going to go in and we'll answer them later. So,
and thank you for having me.
oh, you're welcome. All right. See you, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Bye.